Allora, gente, ho notato una cosa. Non avevo mai giocato a The Parable. O meglio, fermi. Non avevo mai giocato all'ultima versione di Stanley Parable, ok? Quindi mi sono perso parecchio. E ho il gioco dal 2014 e quindi benvenuti a un gioco per caso. Tanto sta facendo un casino, alla casino. Ma che è sto pattume? Allora, guarda, guarda, ho già rotto il gioco. Appena iniziato ho già fatto schifo al cazzo. Perfetto. Avvia il gioco. Is never the end, is never the end. The end is never the end, giustamente. The end is loading. Así che nel frattempo che si fa, si smuccica. Ah. Nel frattempo vi propongo alcune cose che ho sulla scrivania a caso, tipo questo castello da pesci. Questo castello da pesci è molto bello perché è per pesci, è per un acquario, però non puzza di acquario, puzza di plastica, credo. Vabbè, questo è il dentro del castello del pesce. Via giù, una cosa col giorno, che non possiamo parlare di castello del pesce tutto il giorno qui, Già. Oh, bene.
This
Si
is
fa?
the story of a man named Stanley.
Questa è la storia di un uomo chiamato Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
E figli.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to
Ok.
push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every
Che brutto
day,
lavoro.
every
Mamma mia.
month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Ok.
Stanley was happy.
Vabbè, contento Stanley. Praticamente Stanley
And
lavora
then
in questo
one day,
ufficio
something very
e le
peculiar
cose che deve
happened.
fare è premere i
Something that would
tasti che gli dice
forever
il
change
computer.
Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Un giorno ne sono più arrivati
No one
ordini.
had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This
Che sta
complete
succedendo?
isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Che sta
Shot,
succedendo?
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest
È
time.
bloccato tutto. Che cazzo ho fatto? Questo è lo Stanley Parable. Mi metto sottotitoli a questo punto, ne approfitto. Cioè, va bene. Ok, ho già rotto il gioco. Fantastico.
As he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got
Ricomincia il gioco a questo punto, cioè non so che. Mi arrendo. No! E questa è la Stanley Parable. Rotto da Taliesin per voi. Riproviamoci. Te vaffan. Lo so, stai zitto, fatti i cazzi tuoi. Libreria. Giochi. Porca puttana. Porca puttana. Ci ho giocato sul mondo, arrivo io lo sfondo. Fine. GG. Welcome back. Ma guarda, guarda. Va bene, vedi. Bah. Per me è borderless questo qui che fa casino.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
E fin lì.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee.
Sì, l'ho già spiegato la storia. Allora, il mio sistema del borderless gaming a quanto pare non funziona. Però porca puttana. Esci, ok. Mamma mia, proviamo così. Bello, bellissimo. Ti rendi conto? Ah, Dio, Dio. Bello il PC. Ma è il suo... Cosa così? Oh, vabbè, ok. Possiamo partire. Porca troia. Che si riprova, oh, 5 minuti di nulla cosa.
This is the story of a man named Stan.
Ah, eccoci. Ok, quindi non è il signore Chinese Shoe.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Sì.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No, 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 no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20
Va
times.
bene,
I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
perché allora vi spiego, c'è un achievement, proprio il primo achievement che si vede nella lista delle achievement è clicca sulla porta 4.30 5 volte e il narratore si incazza perché te lo provi a fare.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50
Giustamente uno inizia il
clicks
gioco
will do
senza
it.
sedere un
Yes,
pricchio.
almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I
Ascolta.
want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Vabbè, devo fare qualche... non ce la faccio. Io mi rimetto qui a fare vediamo se dice qualcosa. Clic, 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 clic. No, via, peccato, non sarebbe stato bello. 417, vabbè, lo vedo se lo trovo. Intanto andiamo. Andiamo a porta 417. Sì che c'è ne show.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Andiamo alla porta 800 437. Ah. Eccola.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Allora, per chi non conosce il gioco, te lo spiego. C'è la voce narrante
Now, back to
che ti
door
dice,
number 437.
che ti dice quello che in teoria ti racconta quello. Ok? Racconta quello che stai facendo mentre giochi. E in teoria dovresti seguire le sue indicazioni. Solo che se poi fai come cazzo ti pare, succedono cose. Chiaramente il gioco cambia ogni volta che te
Let's see.
fai.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Dove la coppa esce?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Posso da avere sta achievement così poi non mi rompi i coglioni?
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Questa? Ci sa, ah così, wow.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 4. We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Si sta emozionando il tizio. Di qua, vero? Sì, questa è.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 43. Yes! We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing
Okay.
could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think,
Molto bene.
only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement with 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Va bene. Ok.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ok. Pare queste cose si bloccano intanto.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
c'è un errore
boss's
di
office,
imbattitura.
hoping he
Male.
might find an answer there.
Ok. Ok, c'è la sgabuzzina che scopre.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Invece no. Mi faccio un po' di cazzine qui dentro.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Ok.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Dai, seguiamo la voce narrante, vediamo che succede. Accidenti, si è entrata bene il mio capello, l'ho visto?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the
Gatto.
boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
No.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He
Amazing.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ok. Mo walking. Ok. Chissà quali meraviglie ci aspettano qua sotto. Bello. Allora adesso più o meno stiamo seguendo la voce errante. Possiamo anche non seguirla per niente in qualsiasi momento e la voce cambia completamente quello che racconta. È fantastica sta cosa.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he
Addirittura.
feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Che cazzo sta infilando?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ok. Wow. Comunque tanto sto posto.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Wow.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Ah, ok, devo guardare di qua, ok. Sempre un
Now the
tasto.
monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Vabbè, finora.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never!
Bella, voce narrante,
It
questo
was
fa.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Ok.
But here
Oddio, che
was the
palle sta
proof,
cosa.
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content.
Achievement perché sta cercando di saltare ma achievement.
All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Come? C'è un bel tastone. Cinque. Ok. Wow.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Accendiamolo invece.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Esatto.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
Oh no!
nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the
Ovvio.
entire complex.
Si è arrabbiato
Long until detonation
il
then?
narratore.
Let's say,
2 minutes.
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Si è proprio arrabbiato
Mere
il
moments until
narratore.
the bomb goes
Mamma
off.
mia.
But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about
Giallo.
you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
Mi sta prendendo per il culo, ovviamente.
No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why do you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? One solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending.
Ok.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever up.
Bam. Ok. E questo è un finale. Ce ne sono tantissimi finali. Per esempio, qui si riparte direttamente dalla stanza. E volendo. Ma addirittura si può anche rimettere a sedere e
Stanley
lavorare.
simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I
Giustamente.
will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough,
Certo, ovvio.
answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Fine. Secondo finale. Riproviamoci.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the
Entra in
door.
quella a sinistra.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Certo, sicuramente. Ah, vedi?
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Stare in una stanza per apprezzarla appieno. Ah, che bellezza. Vabbè. ne parlo.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
La cosa più divertente è fare incazzare il narratore, è troppo bello. E questo è proprio lei,
At
qualsiasi
this
cosa fai.
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Certo, non è colpa mia. La, bella questa sta... che bell'orologio.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Certo. Via giù. Andiamo.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first
Bellissimo.
open door on his left to get back to business.
Liscio Joe.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Spero che leggiate quello che c'è scritto, non lo sta a ripetere, chiaramente. Wow.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm
Secondo
not your
tu?
enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Sì.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I
No.
really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
No,
Let me
vaffanculo.
prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Dai, diamogli il contentino e poi faccio il cazzo che
Oh,
voglio.
thank God you are willing to listen to me. You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Ok. Fine. Dio. Ah no, ok.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right
Cazzo sto
here,
guardando?
right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
Cocca.
I actually feel happy.
Va bene? Tutto normale proprio. Ma che?
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Ok.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Invece sì.
No! Oh, thank God. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Sì.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just want... Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Bello.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I still thought that was possible.
Sta diventando sempre più assurda sta cosa. Ok. E quindi? E a questo punto? Va bene. E giù?
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Sì. Eccoci.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Vediamo se riusciamo stavolta a trovare il vero finale.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Non
Perhaps
mi
he had
ricordo
simply
assolutamente
missed a
come si
memo.
raggiunge, non ho assolutamente bisogno. Proviamo un'ultima volta. E vediamo che succede.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Direi di no. Metto di qui.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself.
Invece faccio come cazzo mi
I'm not
pare.
asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is
Mi
it,
stai
Stanley.
minacciando?
Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
No.
She's been waiting.
Dun dun dun.
That's her, Stanley.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Okay.
Right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Okay.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Invece vado via.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Ok. Bella mia moglie.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Ok. Devo premere 2. Vediamo 2.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Ok. Devo premere per forza
Look
6,
at
va
him
bene.
there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No, in realtà no.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Che cazzo di quadro è?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him.
Ah, ora me lo stavo immaginando tutto, Va bene, via giù. M per spendere tempo con i ragazzi.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Ok. Prepariamo la cena. 0.
As he wandered through this
Okay.
fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Oh, ho capito, sto
Down one
ricostruendo
path lay an
l'ufficio.
enormous round room
Okay.
with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Oh. Raccontato bene la storia.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Beh, in realtà sì. J per dire, wow.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
E invece lo faccio.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see.
Vediamo un po',
Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Muori.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I
Ok, facciamo l'ultimo tentativo, vediamo se riusciamo ad arrivare da qualche parte, altrimenti ci diamo una buonanotte qui. Riproviamo.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
Stavolta
Just a matter of time.
si va nella porta blu. E fine.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Sicuramente.
just to admire it.
Assolutamente. Ah, che bella
The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
È proprio la mia
But
preferita.
eager
Mamma
to
mia
get
che
back to
voglia.
business, Stanley took the first
subito.
open door on his left.
Immediatamente. Ok.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Allora risaltiamo lì.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your
Potrei anche
enemy,
provare a
really
saltare
am.
di sotto, vedere che
I
succede.
realize that investing your trust in someone
Però
else
secondo
can
me
be
la strada giusta è
difficult, but the
questa.
fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
Vero,
someone
vero.
you've been neglecting,
Parla.
What? Really?
Parla.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that
Esattamente.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Sì.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show
bene.
you something beautiful. Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give
Vai.
me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Sì, sì.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh,
You
che
see?
cazzo.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms,
testo
exposed
di
developer
base.
textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Sì,
Was it
bellissimo.
worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because
Vedi?
this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better?
Direi un muro pieno di
What
peni.
did you want to see?
Tantissimi peni,
Vehicles?
tanti peni.
Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Assolutamente.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And
Vediamo la
to be
versione.
candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide leaderboard. Cosa? Good on it. Sì, Daft Punk. Ok. La faccia della leaderboard. Io, giustamente. Fenomenale.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby pulls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
Okay.
And if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game. All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or despite me?
La prima, bambini mi stanno sul
I don't know
cazzo.
what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me.
Bello sto gioco.
I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Che sta succedendo? Minecraft.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
Bella, bravo.
I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed of your own inadequacy.
Questa non me l'aspettavo,
But
onestamente.
you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Cosa può andare storto? Cosa mi fa entrare? Vuole entrare dentro? Perché non mi ci fa entrare? Voglio entrare nella porta. Ok.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it
Che
out
sta
of
succedendo?
diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Ok. Questa parte non me la ricordavo.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one.
No,
Okay,
mi
new
piace.
game.
No, 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 mi piaceva questo. Mi garbava ad esplorare Minecraft. Esplosioni controllate. Portal.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Apri il portale, stronzo. Apri il portale, come faccio a vedere? E su. Oh, beh. Va a fa culo. Da fanculo. Ah,
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
ok.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
A me
And I
piace.
highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience.
Ok. 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 Questo sta iniziando a diventare inquietante. Ok, sono cascato lassù. 38. Eccoci. 423. 427 era il mio ufficio, giusto? No? Boh. Ok. Non posso fare niente qua. Fine?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ok. Mm, e si riparte. Va bene, per stasera non abbiamo trovato il finale vero di Stanley Parable. Magari la prossima volta. Grazie a tutti per avermi seguito con The Stanley Parable. Se non l'avete già conosciuto, vi consiglio di provare a scaricarlo o acquistarlo, eccetera, eccetera, perché merita. È veramente un gioco ganzo e vi sfido a trovare il finale segreto. Io, quando l'ho preso ai tempi, che era ancora in beta e tutto quanto, ero riuscito a finirlo. Non mi ricordo assolutamente come, però ero riuscito a finirlo. Quindi vi consiglio di provarci anche voi. Grazie per essere stati con noi. Dal Foyercraft Team questo è tutto, da Taliesin questo è tutto per stasera. A presto.